Have you ever been to one of those free seminars or workshops? You know, the ones where they promise to share all these insider secrets or give you some exclusive opportunity? Maybe it's about health, real estate, personal finance, whatever. You're curious, so you go. And then, it's not what you expected. Suddenly, you're stuck in a room listening to a hard sell for some course, a product, or even worse, you're being recruited into something. Or how about those discounted tickets to a game or a show? At first, it sounds like a steal, but then you hit all these restrictions, blackout dates, hidden fees, bad seats, and you're like, really? That deal doesn't feel so great anymore, does it? And that's how these things work. They only show you the upside, but there's always a catch. And honestly, eBay reselling is the same deal. You hear all the hype, make money from home, flip products for profits, but what they don't tell you is the reality. And that's what we're going to expose in this video. Starting in reselling is easier than ever. You don't need a big budget or any fancy skills. Just list items you already own or find great deals at thrift stores and start making money today. It's that simple. While it's easy to start, the low barrier to entry means everyone can jump in. This leads to intense competition, especially in 4 very common categories: clothing and accessories, media, electronics and gadgets, hodgepodge and collectibles. With 85% of most resellers doing clothing and accessories and another 10% in media-based items. Selling these items may seem easy at first. However, the more you get into it, the more you realize it's hard to stand out. You have to fight constantly for visibility, driving down prices, and deal with unpredictable demand in an already overcrowded space. It's no wonder that many resellers have also started YouTube channels of their own, specifically talking about market oversaturation and getting away from this business model. Take charge of your life. No more reporting to a boss or following someone else's schedule. Work from anywhere, whether it's your cozy home, a bustling cafe, or even a beachside retreat. You're in control now, setting your own hours, making your own decisions, and finally building the life you've always imagined. Being your own boss sounds great in theory, but in the reselling model, it often means working non-stop. Unlike a scalable, well-built business where you could step away and still thrive, reselling keeps you tied down. Finding each item means starting from scratch, inspecting, cleaning, photographing, cataloging, writing listings, and pricing, all just to sell one item. You may set your own hours, but often it's just about choosing between a long day shift or a long night shift. And even on weekends or holidays, you're never truly off the clock. While you might not be shipping on Sundays, messages from buyers, returns, and customer service demands don't take breaks. Running a reselling business means constant work. It never truly stops. Imagine hunting through thrift stores, garage sales, or clearance racks and finding items that sell for 5, 10, or even 50 times what you paid for them. It's not just about the thrill of the hunt, it's about turning small finds into big profits. With the right hustle, the opportunities are endless. The idea of stumbling on a hidden gem sounds great. But the truth is, spotting a real diamond in the rough isn't always as simple as having a keen eye. To make those high profit flips, you need expert knowledge in the specific products you're sourcing. The problem is, when you're out there, you never really know exactly what you'll come across. It's unrealistic to be an expert in every single category. Most of the time, you're sifting through a lot of junk and finding that rare gem is more about luck than skill. In order to make that 5, 10, or 50 time flip, you literally have to find an item that was misunderstood, overlooked, and priced 5, 10, or 50 times below its true value. So while they say fortune favors the bold, in reality, luck favors the few. Reselling is one of the best side hustles you can start today. With low startup costs and big potential, start small and scale up as you go, transforming your hustle into a thriving business. While reselling may feel like a business, it often relies heavily on your personal resources without you even realizing it. Your home becomes your warehouse. It's sharing your utilities like electricity and internet while filling up all the space in your home. These aren't just minor oversights, they're the hidden expenses that weigh you down. A true business covers its own overhead, including space and utilities. So what seems like a low-cost, high-potential model at first glance is actually an operation that leeches off of you and would likely collapse under its own weight without you as its main crutch. There is a bestseller book called The EMyth by Michael Gerber. In it, he explains that every small business needs 3 key roles in order to survive: the entrepreneur, the technician, and the manager. The entrepreneur is the visionary who's always looking towards the future. The technician is the one who gets things done, working hands-on with the day-to-day tasks. And the manager? They keep everything running smoothly, making sure the operations stay organized and on track. So here's a fun analogy. Imagine your reselling business is a pirate ship. The entrepreneur is the captain setting the course. The technician is the crew working hard to keep the ship sailing. And the manager, that's the quartermaster ensuring everything's in order so that the ship stays on track. That is how a real business operates, having all 3 roles working together in harmony. Now let's break down how these roles show up in reselling. The entrepreneur focuses on 3 key areas: vision, planning, and scaling, all with the goal of driving the business forward. Without the entrepreneur setting the course, there's no direction for the company. They're the ones making sure the business isn't just surviving, but thriving and adapting. The technician in reselling is all about execution, bringing the vision to life through hands-on work with the product. They handle everything from sourcing to prepping, photography, listing, cataloging, inventory, packing, and customer service. The technician lives in the present to keep the ship moving. They're the ones who handle the day-to-day tasks, ensuring the ship stays afloat. But just like a crew can't sail without the captain's orders, the technician's efforts are only effective when guided by the entrepreneur's plan for growth. The manager lives in the past, putting out all of the fires of daily operations. Many of his responsibility includes overseeing the financials, supply management, compliance and legalities, and creating systems and protocols for the crew to follow. But without the manager, the system breaks down, finances go unchecked, and chaos sets in. But just like the crew, the manager's role thrives only when the entrepreneur's vision is clear. The reason I brought up the EMyth is because the reseller business model doesn't allow for a healthy balance between the 3 crucial roles of technician, manager, and entrepreneur. As a reseller, you're often stuck in the technician and managerial roles. You're constantly sourcing more products, taking photos, and creating listings, while simultaneously putting out fires in your managerial role, handling finances, restocking supplies, and maintaining compliance. This cycle leaves little room for you to step back and think strategically. If you're currently a reseller, you're most likely operating at something like 65% technician, 30% manager, and only 5% entrepreneur. If you could spend more time in the captain's seat, you'd quickly realize how unscalable this business model is. eBay is an excellent platform, but not if you're running it like a pawn shop. If you'd like to learn how to build a traditional, scalable business using online platforms like eBay, consider subscribing. Also, check out the roadmap video at the end of this one for a more actionable and realistic path to success.